Masechet Avodah Zarah Daf Yod Amud Aleph by the two dots towards the top. Matkif Rav Aha bar Yaakov. Rav Aha bar Yaakov asks the question: Mimai de Malchut Yevani Manina? Who says that the Sofrim count from the Greek Empire? Dila Litziat Misraim Manina. Maybe they're counting all the way back from Yetziat Misraim, which is exactly 1,000 years before. V'shavkir alf l'kama, and therefore he's not paying attention to the 1,000 years. V'nakter alfa batra, and he's taking only the last 1,000 years. V'haim me'oharu, and therefore it is considered post-dated. Where it says, "Amar Nachman b'golayim molina l'nechal me'avad." No, we know that when we're exiled, we only count from the Greeks. And who sabala de'ahuya kamahatle? And Rav Acha thought, that answer, I don't have that answer. He's just pushing me off. Nafak Dagashgach, he actually found the right at the time, but it says, "B'golayim molina l'b'machi yavanim." Below, only count from the Greek era in the Galut. Okay, Maravina. Batinam take a proof from Mishnah the time Mishnah says Be'echad Benisan Rosh Chodesh Melachim. First day Nisan is Rosh Chodesh for kings. Beregalim for the Chagim as well. Maravina, we said the Malachim, the Ma'echta. Why do we need to know for kings? The Marav has the shout out for documents. Utnan another Mishnah said over there Be'echad B'Tishrei Rosh Hashanah L'Shanim. The first day Tishrei is the Rosh Hashanah for the years. The Lishmatin and also for Shemitah. Maravina, we asked Shanim. Why do you know for the years? He's also said for documents. So why do we have first day of Nisan, first day of Tishrei, both for documents? The two halachot regarding documents contradict each other. We answered over there, Kan Malachei Israel. The first time where we said Nisan is for kings in Bnei Israel. Kan Malachei over there, and the second one is by the Goyim kings. The Malachei by the Goyim kings we count from Tishrei. The Malachei Israel Nisan the king of Israel we count from Nisan. And since we count from Tishrei, therefore, we also go according to the Greeks. If you want to think that we count from the times of Yetziat Mitzrayim, then we should have counted from Nisan. Bring a proof of Machia showing that therefore must bring a proof that we're bringing counting from the kings and not from the Greek kings and not from Yetziat Mitzrayim. Okay, next. V'yom Genusia Shemalchehem. We mentioned in Mishnah the Genusia of their emperors. And the Gemara says, what does that mean? Says, Yom Shemidin Lo Bo'ol Techamim Be'ed Malkam, the day that they inaugurate their empire, the emperor. The Gemara says, V'atayin, it says, Yom Genusia, V'yom Shemidin Malkam is a separate halacha of empire inauguration. So that can't be what Yom Genusia is. The Gemara says, okay, fine. Lakasha, Habed Deha B'Debre. The Genusia is referring to the emperor, and the second one is where they're inaugurating the son as the emperor. The Gemara says, "Umi mukme malkat malkat," is do the Romans really hire king, the son of another king? But Yosef, hine katon netati be'agin. Pasuk says regarding Rome, "I have made you weaker among the nations." V'she'en moshivin melech b'melech, because the kings of Rome don't have the king's son as the next king. But Zuyat audience is despised for that reason. Shein lahem lo ktav v'lashon, they don't have their own personal writings or language, and Bnei Israel does, and also the Bnei Israel has king after king, father and son, like Shlomo and David. Where it says, Elamai Bam Gnusis, what can Gnusia mean? Yom Ha'adah must be the emperor's birthday. The Gemara says, Vatan, but it says Yom Gnusia, Yom Ha'adah, Gnusia, and birthday. The Gemara says, okay, fine, like Hashem. Emperor's birthday and son's birthday. The Gemara says, it says, Yom Gnusia Shalo, Yom Gnusia Shalano, the Yom Ha'adah B'Shalo, Yom Ha'adah Shalano. Separate things, Gnusia day, his son's Gnusia day, his birthday and his son's birthday. So Genusia can't be referring to that. The Gemara says, my Yom Genusia, Yom Shemidun B'Makam, day that their emperor is the emperor is inaugurated. But like Hashem, we had a stira before, it's not a stira. Hadideh, when it says Genusia, it's referring to his. Hadivre, and when it says the inauguration of the emperor is referring to the son. V'ikashach, same question as before. They don't have king on their king. But on the personal request of the emperor, they will make an exception. Kigon, Asveros bar Antoninus Limach, like the case of Asveros and son of Antoninus, who became king under emperor under his father's request. Amale Antoninus Rabbi. Antoninus was a very good friend of Rabbi. He was the emperor and he had a very tight relationship with Rabbi, like what's also Be'aina de'enoch Asveros berib tahtai. I want my son Asveros to rule in my place, under me, after me. Be'tabed Tiberiya Klanin. I also want Tiberiya to be tax-free because of Tamid Hamim there. He said, if I request both to the authorities, They'll grant me one, not the other. What should I do? So now Rabbi answered him as follows: I take Avrahi Pavan, Arkiveh Habren, put the man on top of the shoulder of the second guy. The now the Rebbe then he put the dove, the bird, in the hand of the upper guy. But Amarle, the Tatan told the lower guy, Emarle Ella the Mifrach Min now tell the upper guy to let the bird fly away. So what does that mean? He explains it as follows. Amar Antonis says, I understand the message. Shema mina b'sif from here, Achi Kamali Rabbi is telling me to do as follows. At ba'ayim ayda afasas briyim lechtai. First, let me request that my son Asvirus should replace me. And then the Imma lil Asvirus to have it I'll make Asvirus to make Tiberia the tax-free community. Right? That's what I meant by putting the guy on top and the lower guy telling the top guy. Okay, Marley. بيساعدني حشوفات رماي. And then there's a problem. He told her to be the people are bothering me. The Roman people, the judges and the dignitaries, they're driving me nuts. They're causing me problems. Me'ala l'gnad, where he sort of he brought them to the garden. Kolma ikar lepugla mishra kamen. Every day he picked one radish in front of him. Amar, he said to himself, I understand what he's telling me. Shma mina, hachi kamar le ad ketol had minayo. Let me kill him off one day at a time, one per day. Lotet gareb don't kill him all in one shot because they'll overpower me. They'll throw me out. But if I start taking away my adversaries slowly, I'll win. Now the Gemara says, why is Rabbi doing all these fancy things? Just tell him outright. He says, Amar, he was afraid that Rabbi that the people of Rome would hear it, and they will attack Rabbi for this, for advising the king of doing these things. Okay, okay, just take them privately, quietly. What's the big deal? He says, Mishum dechtiv ki of hashamayim yolich et hakol. Ubal kenafayim yagid zavar. Famous concept. The bird of the sky will carry the words. Yani, think people hear, and even birds will transfer messages. Okay. Havle hahik be'atzad desma gira. Atzinor sador named Gira. Ka'abda Isra who was committed adultery. So he asked Rabbi, what should I do? Shadale Gira, he sent Rabbi an herb, which is Gargira, to show that his daughter Gira had been nigrar, which was dragged toward an avira. Shadale Kusbarta. Rabbi sent him a coriander, which means he should Kusbarta, which means kill daughter. Shadale yani executor. It's not worth your it's not worth your it's not worth your legacy. Shada the Karti to be sent, and he's going to send to be a Karti to tell him, a leak to tell him that if he dies, he's cut off, he has no more descendants. Shada Hassa, so Rabbi then send him letters, Hassa, which means Has, which means he have mercy. Every day Antinous would send gold and leather sacks to Rabbi, and put wheat on the top to hide that it's gold. Amalei, he tell his messengers, Rabbi, go bring wheat to Rabbi. Rabbi said, I don't need it. Itli tuva, I have a lot. He was very wealthy. Amari said back to him, Leheve leman de batrach, let it be for your children. Diaheva batrach, give to the grandchildren. Datu batrach, because those who are coming after you, udati minayo and the grandchildren, nipukaleo will need to pay off my children. I need the replacements. He knew, and to notice that whoever replaces him is going to drive the Jews crazy. Okay, I have the Ahid Nikrata. Antinous had a cave. The Alim Bet Rabbi that he used to travel a tunnel that used to travel from his house to Rabbi's house. Bring two servants. Had Katlal the first guard he would kill right before Rabbi's door. The Had Katlal the second one he would kill when he got back home. Because he said, Amar le Ba'idna Daitin, when I come to your house, lo nishakah gavar kamach. I don't want anybody to know about our meetings. Yom Ahad Ashkehid Rabbi Hanina bar Hama Aviativ. One day he came and he found Rabbi Hanina bar Hama sitting there with Rabbi. Amar, Rabbi, Lo Aminach Ve'idna Tana, Lo Nishtakah Gavar Kamach. I told you I don't want anybody there. Amar, he said, let then Bar Inish. This guy's he's not a regular man. He's an angel. Amar, said, okay. Lema Huga da the Kanya Baba the Mete. Antoninus told Rabbi, tell your servant, this angel, to go wake up the guy who's sitting outside, who's dead. So he went. Ashkech Tahakatir, Rabbi Hanina Bahama found that the man is dead outside. Amar, he said to himself, I have a problem. Hey, Chiyav, what do I do? Ezil, the Imad Katil, I told him to notice that his servant died. In Mishivina Kalat, the famous concept, don't bring bad news. Ashkech Kiba is, do I go back? Do I just move on, not do anything? Kamazin Machota, that I'm insulting the king. So, Ba'ad Ahmed, he prayed to Hashem to have mercy. Fahya, and he revived the man. Bishadra, and he sent him back to Antigonus. You can imagine Antigonus' surprise when he sees his dead servant coming back. Oops, that's awkward. Ma ba'ina lilatina lanashka. Antigonus said, "Idana eat behu mahametim." I know that actually even the lower level rabbis can even resurrect the dead. Mayu ba'ina lilatina lanashka hinimrach. And still, when I come to your house, I still don't want anybody there. I understand that this guy is a big level, but please respect my wishes. Qiyamah mentioned Rabbi every day he would serve Rabbi. Ma'achile give him food, Umashkele give him drink. Ki have a ba'ir Rabbi l'misach l'priyah. When Rabbi wanted to go into his bed, have a gahin kamet poreh. Rabbi he would bend over in front of the bed, and Amad would tell Rabbi Isak climb on me to get into your bed. It was wild. The Roman emperor. Amar Rabbi said no. It's improper to disrespect the kingdom. Amar he said. If only I could be the floor mat for you in Alam Abad. Amar Lam Tunis one time asked Rabbi, Atina La'amadati, am I going to the world to come? Am I have Alam Abba? Amar Le, in, yes. Amar Le, he said, Bhakti, Lo Sarid Levet Esav. He said, 1 second, there'll be no remaining to the house of Esav. Yani, they will not enter Alam Abba. Says no, but I'll say Ma'aseh Esav, that only applies to those who act like Esav. But you, Antigonus, who's not acting like Esav, doing good things, you will get Olam Haba. תאמין מהאחי בהתססים that thing, לא יהיה שריד לביתו לעשת, יכול הכל לתומר למען לבית עשיו, כמו עושה למעשה, only those who are like Esav get excluded. אמר לי, Antigonus asked, the Akti Pasuk says, Shema Edom Malchia v'chol nesi'eha. Over there in Gehinnom is Edom, her kings and presidents. Malay says, no, Melachia v'lo kumencha. Some kings, not all the kings. Kol nesi'eha, all the presidents. Below close to that, not all the ministers. Now, why did we exclude those things specifically for this? Melachea kings, below Komachea, not all her king, not all of the Roman kings are excluded from Olam Haba. Perat la Antinonis ben Avisarios excluded Antinonis, who did get Olam Haba. Konesia below Kosea, all the presidents, not the ministers. Perat la Ktiya Vashalom that excludes the minister. Ktiya, why did he do good? Ktiya Vashalom Mahavi. There was a certain Caesar who hated the Jews. He asked his advisors, someone has dead skin on his foot. Should he cut it off and be healed? Leave it and suffer. He's asking about the Jews. Do we just cut them off, kill them all? They told him, kill the Jews. Ketiyah stood up and said, first of all, you can't overcome them all because they're spread out through the whole world. You're not going to succeed. Hashem said, I gave the 4 directions of the world, I scattered you. My kamar was mean. If you mean saying that they're literally in 4 directions, it's not like the 4 directions. I put you in the 4 directions. Ella is teaching you, just like it's impossible for the world without wind. That's why also the world is impossible to exist without Bnei Israel, which is why Hashem put us all over the place. Okay. Oh, additional halacha. He's telling him again, if you kill the Jews, you'll be considered like a crippled kingdom because you wiped out a whole population. Amar Jesus said, okay, you know what? You're right. However, me who calls the whoever argues and wins an argument against the Caesar, gets thrown into the chamber of dirt to die. They were taking him, they said, a certain lady called out to him. She said, by the way, you have to think about it. The guy, he asked him that advice. When the guy offers advice against the Caesar, he gets killed for it. Win, lose, lose. Like an argument with your wife. So anyhow, this lady called out to Ketiyah. Bad to the boat that goes down without having pays its taxes. Meaning, the boat leaves without paying taxes, you lose out. So she's telling him, you're gonna go die for what you said to the Caesar, but you still are not Yotzei, you can't get a Lamaba. What do you do? And Nafal al Resha, he he took his foreskin, he took his orla, and he cut it off, gave himself Brimila. Amari said, Ya merci, I paid my tax. Halafit ve'ivrit, I'm gonna go into Alamaba. when they were throwing him into the chamber. Amar, he said, Kol nechsad Rabbi Akiva harav, all my possessions should go to Rabbi Akiva and his other rabbis. Yatzar Rabbi Akiva Rabbi Akiva went and explained the pasuk. Vayetel Aaron banav b'lech hapanim said it will be given to Aaron and his sons, which meaning Mehsel Aaron half to Aaron, or Mehsel Banav half to his sons. Because mentioned Aaron by himself, that means he gets half and the sons split half. So too as well, Rabbi Kitiyah mentioned him specifically by name, that means he gets half and the other rabbis get the rest, to split the other half. Yatzavat Kol Amara, a voice went out from Shemaim and said, Kitiyah Bar Shalom mizuman le'olam haba. Kitiyah Bar Shalom is gonna get olam haba. Bachar Rabbi V'mar Rabbi cried, Yesh koneh olamo b'she'a ehad. There's people who acquire the portion and will to come in one moment. V'yesh kornal amav b'kashim. People have to wait many years to acquire it. Ketiyah got it by one action. Antinunas Shemshel Rabbi. Antinunas always took care of Rabbi. Adarkan Shamesh Rav. Adarkan, also a big advisor of a different nation, also served Rav. Kishachiv Antinunas died. Rabbi said that the bundle is unraveled, which means my best friend died. Kishachir Rab said, also the bundle unraveled. Onkelos Bar Kolonimus Idgayar. Onkelos, same as Onkelos, the nephew of Titus Harasha. He converted. Shadar Kisa Gunda Drama Caesar sent a troop of Romans to bring him into execution. Mashkil Bikrai, Onkelos Tatman Pasukim. Igdayar and they converted. He sent more troops after him. Amar who he said, Lo Timbru Lev Lamid, don't speak to him. Every time they send someone after they converted, so Caesar sent troops and said, "Don't talk to him. He will convert you. He's the best missionary, the best guy to convert." What happened? When they're talking to him to get him moving, Amarlo he said, Let's talk something. Nipuriana kat nura kame pupuria pupuria ledusa duchsa lehegmona hegmona lekuma kuma mina kat nura lekuma inchi. He says he's talking in the ranks of the Roman hierarchy. He said, if the lower officers carry the torch for the higher officers, higher, who does the king carry the torch? Does he carry it for the regular people? They told him, no, absolutely not. He said, one second, but God himself holds a torch for the Jews personally. Dikti Pasuk says, V'Hashem holech lifnehem yomam v'layla. Hashem personally lights up the path before Bnei Israel. They all converted to Judaism. They sent another set of soldiers after him. He said, Lo please don't talk to him, he will convert you. When they got there, so he pointed to a mizah by his door. He put his hand in it. He asked them, what's this? I don't know, you tell us. He told them, usually the way of the world is a regular king lives inside a room, and his servants and guards stand guard outside. But Hashem, Bnei Israel are inside their homes, and Hashem guards them outside through the mezuzah. Hashem yishmor seitecha v'oecha me'atav ad lam. Igor, these last troops also converted to Lo Shadeh Batre, and the Caesar stopped sending soldiers after their own clothes. Okay. Vayom Hashem la shnei goyim bevidnech. When Rivka was pregnant with twins, Yaakov and Esav, Hashem said, "You have two nations, Goyim." Marav Damarav, I'll take it Goyim, Elagim, pronounce it as Goyim, which means proud ones. Antoninus Rebbe refers to Antoninus the Esav part and the Rebbe the Yaakov part. Shelo Paskum Ashmachanam Lo Hazrev Lo Kishud Lo Sidon. They never lacked vegetables, cucumbers, lettuce, radishes, not in winter or summer, meaning they had to import it not during the non-season. They got it. They were very wealthy. Now water. As the rabbi said, radishes help cut the food. Lettuce turns it over. And cucumbers help the intestines as well. This doesn't mean that Rabbi was indulging in this. He actually, in a different Masechah, talks about how he was the epitome of non-indulging. But the reason why he's mentioning it over here to teach you that Rabbi was proud to feed this to his guests. The Gemara says, we said that the cucumbers help your intestines. Why is it called kishuin? Because it hurts a person's intestines and insides like swords. So is it good or bad? The Gemara says, no. What cucumbers hurt you? It's referring to big ones. Habasutri, and what cucumbers are good for you? The small ones also can mean large amount and a small amount.